So I believe that the founder of SpiroQ, this person, Maddie Hart, was an undergrad at Temple University when he started making these puppets. And so he was really inspired by Bread and Puppet Theater in Vermont. I'm not sure if he did the whole apprenticeship there or not, but he definitely visited, and I think he started in his apartment. So he wasn't planning on starting an organization. Like, he was just doing what he wanted to do with his time and bringing people together. The cool thing about giant puppets is, like, you could do it alone, but it's so much harder to do it alone because everything's so big. It requires so many layers of mache that it really brings a lot of skill sets into the mix. And then it also like makes things go faster because mache, you have to do like 8 layers of mache. Say if there's 6 hands on it, you can do it like much faster. So then also they're so big that you can't even carry them alone. So I think that's the coolest thing is, like, sometimes these kids, we make our kids work in groups in the like, schools, and
you're gonna collaborate.
And there's a lot about collaboration. There's a lot that I don't like about collaboration. I like making my own stuff, but you still need other people to make it happen. And at the end, they kind of, at first, they go through the struggle of being like, my idea, and when they're in that planning phase, and then I think that through the process that you realize that these other people were actually needed, and you work through these problems. And so I imagine it was the same for Maddie. Like, maybe it was a personal thing, and Maddie's like an extremely social person and charismatic person, so I think he was probably part of his life anyway. But bringing these communities in and it probably growing from there. And then there's this other part about, like, that spark of realizing the words are so good in the vision statement, but I can't remember them. But that basically that equipping people to be ready to take action. So, like, we might be making a parade, but this community will be comfortable in the way that we do parades, that you can rally with each other if something like it comes up where we have to, like, band together and fight for something for your community to protect it. And
yes, to consistently rally against discrimination and oppression that is, that is deeply embedded within our, like, regular everyday cultural practices. It's to, like, shift those things on a micro level and a macro level. So with every single person that we work with, we will work with a group of students, and I will make sure that I know all of their names because I want them all to know that I see them individually. And then we have this macro approach because we will assemble lots and lots of people together to, publish their ideas and themselves in the streets publicly. Here I am, here's my message, here's our art, and, they carry with them their experience of making this work together, of, like, that forced collaboration. We're like, you're gonna work together, and they're like, whoa. And we do the same thing with adults that we work with, and we do the same thing with people with adults who ask us to consult with them. We just do the same thing with everybody, and they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, everybody, what's your name, and how are you feeling today? We do icebreakers with everyone. We just want to make sure that everybody is that everybody knows that they are valued. Everything that they have to bring to the table is really important. So one of the things that we want to really make sure of is that we work with our community with the understanding that there is a lot of change happening within the community. The Brandywine Trust is building a huge complex just down the street, and Drexel is expanding their footprint. Property taxes and property values are rising, and a lot of that means that that long-term residents of this neighborhood are not able to afford the cost of living in the neighborhood, and there's already been a significant amount of change. University City High School, excuse me, got taken down. There was a Drew Elementary and another middle school that also got taken down, just on the block. And so that means that those students that have been there, they're displaced, So when we work in this community, we really want to make sure that the artwork that we're making is affecting change in the way that it is illuminating the strengths and the history and the legacy of this neighborhood. You know, for folks who are historically poor and Black living in the neighborhood, and also to re-invite people from west of 40th Street back down this way, and also to invite folks who are east of 40th Street up so that they can be a part of the neighborhood as opposed to being seen as taking over the neighborhood. And so, you know, to have that mix, not in the like kumbaya, everything's gonna be okay way, but the like, we want to make sure that as the neighborhood changes, that folks are being really cognizant of what is here and what is rich about what is here.